As a kid, I was not really into tennis. I did play once a week, but of course I knew nothing about what the sport could give me. But as you probably know, once you fall in love with this game, you stop looking for something else. I remember watching my first match on live television, and I was lucky it was the 2008 Wimbledon final. From that moment on, I wanted to feel like Roger and Rafa, and the funny thing is, I thought I was as good as them. My tennis world was small and I wanted my local club, but as soon as I could play at other local clubs, I discovered I wasn't that good. I wanted to improve, I was dedicated, but I found out that a lot of other players were okay with the level. People are saying, we are not playing for the Wimbledon final, I just want to play for fun. But I believe there are more people like me, younger, older, higher level and lower level players who want to discover what potential is inside us, to make progress and to meet like-minded players. But meeting other dedicated amateur players can be a challenge, so I started building what I missed, a program for progress, an holistic approach and a way to meet like-minded players. In the last 5 years, the progression program brings those players together in the Netherlands and helps them to improve. My mindset has always been to learn from others and trying to improve, so I started the podcast and started practicing and playing a lot myself to lead by example. I have a goal, a dream, and if you are a dedicated player, I want you to be part of it, to join the journey. The goal is that every dedicated player can improve and meet like-minded players everywhere and anytime. To achieve that goal, I need to leave the Netherlands. As a coach and player, I need to investigate how easy it is to meet new players of equal level and ambition anywhere in the world, and what the experts have to say about how we can progress in our game. While I do this, the English version of the progression program is also online, allowing you to become a member of the community and start your own journey of progress. But I can't do it all alone, so my partner Yeti quit her job and joined me in my mission. Together we travel the world, and we are taking you to Australia. You don't look like you are going to Australia.
No, it's very cold at the moment. We have our window open in the bedroom all the time because we like it to sleep when it's cold when we're sleeping, but when it's packing it's a bit too cold, so I'm in my snugbook.
We are finally going to Australia and we really look forward to this trip. We are gonna miss these people, our family and friends. And as you can see on this sign, we had the dream of going to Australia for a long time, and the goal was to go in 2023. And we are proud to say we just made it. 4 years ago we visited Australia as well, but just for 2 weeks because then there were too much bushfires. I did not sleep for the whole flight, maybe an hour, but we are still going strong. Okay, so imagine being on an airplane or just sitting on your butt for more than 24 hours and you are very tired. What are you going to do? While Yeti was trying to beat her jet lag, I pushed her to do the thing we all love most.
It feels so good. Baby, it's understood. It feels so right, honey.
You don't want to play tennis anymore?
No, I have a jet lag. I'm very tired.
Your boyfriend wants to play tennis. You have to play tennis.
And I have to play tennis with 2 rackets.
That's very difficult. No. I always like the last day of the year to reflect and to plan ahead for a great new year. Guys, let me know in the comments who you think will end as the world #1 on the men's side, but also on the women's side. The jet lag is finally gone and we've already played some good tennis together, which is always really nice. There are a lot of courts in Adelaide, but also great markets where I will buy a lot of healthy food. But of course I cannot wait to put in the work, like to really improve myself and to meet the experts in Australia. And I really like the podcast of Luc Sebastiani. the Going Pro podcast. So I contacted him with the question if he wanted to do a collab and have a hit. And thankfully he said yes. So there we go. Being on court with Luke was a great experience. He's a great player himself and he helped me improve my strokes by focusing on my weight transfer. It was a really tough session.
We compare.
Ik zie het, ik ben helemaal weg.
Get a little bit weight. I would like to see like stick the ball. And there's a little bit of, again, like I've only seen you for a few minutes, so it's hard to say. There's a bit of like the racket face going from here in this direction down on the ball. I'd like to see a bit more forward. If you watch like a lot of pro doubles plays, it's just really like stuck, really through the ball. Everything above net height's a lot flatter.
We made a whole YouTube video about this session and make sure to check that one out by clicking on the link above. After this session I had some big blisters underneath my feet. The heat is just totally different here and the timing wasn't that good because we are going to Flinders Ranges, a really nice national park just above Adelaide where we enjoyed some nature. Quick mental tip here, and that's travel more and go for more hikes because it's so good for your mind. But now we are finally going to the Adelaide International Tournament, and big shout out to Matwee Middelkoop and On-Court. We were lucky enough to have an accreditation so we could enter the hidden practice courts and have lunch and dinner next to all the pro players. And this was a crazy experience. I was not allowed to film at the players lounge, but you can imagine that was awesome. What really stood out for me is how good those players move. I just wanted to practice myself instantly, like Tommy Paul is doing all those sprints here. I was like, I need to work on my movement as well. But the most exciting part for me was interviewing the legend Marcelo Melo. He won Wimbledon and Roland Garros and now I have a talk with him.
Be stable mentally, physically, practicing. Like when I'm home I practice a lot. People sometimes think doubles players don't practice. I think for you to be on top you have to practice. So like now in pre-season was practice 4 hours a day.
If you want to listen or watch the whole interview with Marcelo Melo, then go to our Spotify channel or check it on our YouTube channel, of course, the Tennis the World podcast. And I really like to do this interview with such a big champion, but I was also of course really nervous. It was the first time I did it in English. Now it's end of March. I'm editing all those videos that are coming your way. This is the first one, so if you don't want to miss out, subscribe and check out of course the interview. Now we are going to our next destination and Jitty is going to tell you where we are going to.